God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My son, listen to me with your heart fully open, for today I pour over you a revelation that transforms everything around you and within you, and I want every word I give you to penetrate the deepest part of your spirit. I tell you, the joy I am awakening in your inner being does not depend on circumstances, does not come from external victories, and is not shaken by sudden changes in life. This joy is like an eternal, silent, unquenchable fountain that I planted at the center of your soul, and no one will ever dry it out, for it flows directly from my presence, my care, and my promise over you." Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is one small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already set aside for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritually and materially, click on the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. That is why you will feel a lightness you've never known, for I am breaking ancient chains that imprisoned your thoughts, dissolving emotional weights that have followed you for years, healing wounded memories, and reigniting within you a completely renewed vision of your worth, identity, and essence before me. And I want you to keep this word deep within you, as a spiritual seal that will follow you all the days of your life. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 10. When the winds try to scatter you, when pain tries to confuse you, when fear tries to silence you, remember this: the strength that sustains you does not come from the world, it comes from me, and the work I began in you is only just beginning to sprout, growing silently, preparing you for something beyond understanding. Comment: I trust in God's love, He is my strength. My beloved son, I am reorganizing your thoughts from the roots, rebuilding in silence everything that for so long burdened and confused you, because what once discouraged you will no longer have power over you, for I am training your mind to live in peace and your soul to walk in safety, without fear of the days, without guilt from the past, and without anxiety about the future. Many of the feelings you carried were not yours, they were emotional inheritances, shadows of old experiences, marks that settled inside you and created burdens that no longer match your identity, and that is why I am rewriting everything now. Where there was confusion, I place clarity. Where there was fear, I pour courage. Where there was exhaustion, I release renewal, for nothing that imprisons you has permission to remain. Soon you will notice that you have an inner stability that is not human, but spiritual, the result of my Spirit guiding you with a wisdom that cannot be explained, only recognized in the silence of the soul. Everything that once weighed heavily on you begins to dissolve, for I am aligning your present with the purpose I designed for you before your birth, leading you into a life where your mind is free, your heart is light, and your spirit walks safely. Comment: I receive the peace God is placing inside me. The cycles that followed you for years are being broken in my presence, my son, because what oppressed you is losing its power, What wounded you is being transformed into spiritual maturity, and what once tried to paralyze you will now become a living testimony of what I can do when someone allows me to heal them deeply, without resistance, without fear, without reservation. Many do not understand what is happening to you, but you are living the beginning of a divine harvest, the harvest of seeds planted in days of pain, in nights of silent prayer, in tears no one saw but that I gathered one by one as treasures before me. And today I tell you, those who sow with tears will reap with joy. Psalm 126 verse 5. Nothing was in vain, not what hurt you, not what confused you, not what made you doubt your worth, your strength, or your purpose. I am restoring dignity, restoring vision, restoring identity, rebuilding what was broken and illuminating what was hidden. I lift you with honor because I chose you, because I love you, because I know you deeply, and my plans cannot be frustrated. Now declare in faith, I believe God is breaking cycles and lifting me up. I know, my son, that some of your days felt too heavy to carry, and certain experiences left scars that were difficult to understand, deep marks that tried to convince your heart that relief would never come. But today I tell you, every pain you lived is being redefined, and nothing will hurt the way it once did, for I myself am touching the inner places where you believed healing would never reach. I am rebuilding your identity from the inside out, restoring your sensitivity without returning the suffering, strengthening your maturity without allowing the past to keep imprisoning you. Your steps will be firm because I am planting in you a new sense of purpose, a courage born from my spirit, and a profound certainty that you were created for far more than you ever imagined. Your relationships will be purified, your emotions strengthened, your vision expanded, and your heart aligned with what I have always desired for you. Do not fear change, I am the change that arrives. Do not fear the new, I am the new that reveals itself. Declare now with faith and surrender, I receive the healing God is doing in my soul. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. I lift you up, my son, into a time of honor, a time when what once seemed distant will begin to draw near to you with divine speed. You are entering a season specially prepared for your growth, where doors will open not because you pushed, but because my hand has unlocked them before you. What once seemed delayed is now being accelerated by my breath. What seemed lost is being restored with precision, and what seemed impossible is beginning to manifest, for I am the one who makes all things new, and nothing can resist my move. Your story will not be remembered for emptiness or the lacks that wounded you, but for the abundance I now pour over your spirit. I lead you into solid ground, where your joy will not be unstable, where your faith will no longer waver, and where your hope will be a flame that cannot be extinguished. I prepare you to walk with wisdom, with expanded spiritual vision, and with authority that springs from deep intimacy with me. What once brought you down will now be overcome with ease, for I am strengthening you completely. Comment, I believe that God is opening doors for me. Understand something profound that I wish to seal in your heart: you no longer walk alone. From the moment you opened your spirit to hear my voice, I began guiding your steps with divine precision that no other force could offer. Your mind will begin to notice signs that once went unnoticed, your spiritual sensitivity will be sharpened, and your discernment will grow so clearly that it will seem a new world has opened before you. In many environments, you will immediately sense what comes from me and what does not, because my presence will accompany you as constant protection. I remove people who do not serve you and bring close those who will strengthen your journey. I close doors that would mislead you and open paths that align you with your purpose. Everything I move is care, everything I allow is love. Do not doubt anymore, my son. Do not analyze beyond what is necessary. Simply receive, trust, and follow the direction I give. You are being shaped for a future that will amaze you with its greatness, beauty, and abundance. Comment, I trust in the paths God is opening. I now surround you with a confidence so deep that no fear can take it from you. I place in your hands a faith so firm that no obstacle will have the power to break it. I fill you with a hope so alive that no sorrow, no matter how dense, can extinguish it. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. As it is written, so I fulfill in you. You have crossed internal deserts that few have seen, endured silent battles that only I witnessed, but now I lead you to inexhaustible spiritual springs. The living water of my spirit touches not only what hurts, but awakens what was dormant, heals what was hidden, and restores parts of you did not even know needed touching. The light that will shine in your eyes will testify to what I am doing within you. Your posture will carry serenity, and your presence will reveal a gentle strength, the strength of one who has discovered their true identity in me. You will be recognized by what you carry in your spirit, not by what you lived in the past. What was once fragmented within you is now beginning to align with divine perfection. There are areas within your being that seem disjointed, like pieces that never fit together, but I am reorganizing everything with eternal wisdom. Situations that once made no sense will now reveal coherence. Thoughts that once exhausted you will be silenced by the peace I establish. Paths that once seemed unclear will become straight, illuminated, and safe. I am rebuilding your story without leaving flaws, gaps, or remnants of pain that would hinder your progress. Nothing that once hurt you will have the power to stop you, for I transform every scar into strength and every tear into wisdom. What once seemed like the end was only a bridge, a necessary transition toward something infinitely greater. You are being prepared for days of mental clarity, emotional abundance, renewed strength, and strengthened purpose. I will give you such a clear vision of your calling and mission that no resistance will be able to block you. You will walk with firmness and confidence, knowing that I am the one who goes before you. Comment, I believe that God is rebuilding my story. My son, look to me, your life will become a living testimony of my faithfulness. What I have promised, I will fulfill. He who promised is faithful. Hebrews chapter 10 verse 23. Soon, people will look at you and not understand how you have changed so much in such a short time. They will see a strength that does not come from experience but from my hand. They will see a light that does not come from a smile but from your spirit. They will see a wisdom that does not come from life itself but from my presence dwelling within you. And I do all this so that you may know you were never alone and that all your tears were seeds that are now sprouting into an abundant harvest. Nothing that wounded you will remain a scar. Nothing that knocked you down will remain a defeat. Every pain, every trial, every moment of doubt will be transformed into victory, maturity, purpose, and honor. Your spirit is being elevated to see my hand in every circumstance, to recognize that what seemed lost was always being guided by me, and to understand that your journey has been carefully designed for a glorious unfolding of my plans in your life. Comment: I believe in God's faithfulness over my life. My beloved son, what I am generating within you now is magnificent. You are entering a season of emotional abundance, spiritual maturity, and deep clarity. Your days will be marked by unshakable peace, faith that cannot be broken, and joy that cannot be extinguished. What was dormant is awakening. What was stagnant is moving forward. What was bound is being set free. I am preparing you to soar higher, without fear, without doubt, without insecurity. From this moment, everything begins to align with what is written for you in my eternal plans. You will witness the impossible happening with ease, because now you walk not by the strength of your arms, but by the power of my voice and the presence of my Spirit. You belong to me. I am with you, today, tomorrow, and forever. Your life will reflect my glory, and your spirit will become a beacon of hope, light, and divine purpose. Receive this new season with an open heart, for it carries all that I have promised, all that I have prepared, and all that your soul has been waiting for. Comment: I receive this new season that God is bringing into my life. Listen, my beloved child, and allow my voice to settle deeply within you, reaching the places where no human word has ever conseguido chegar. Inside you there is something powerful, something that cannot be interrupted by what you lived, by what people told you, or by the opinions you once formed about yourself. There is a quiet, extraordinary strength woven into the core of who you are, and every time you open your heart to my presence, that strength awakens. Even in moments when you felt small, uncertain, or hidden behind the shadows of past experiences, I saw the greatness that existed beneath every layer of pain. I have always known who you could become, even before you began to imagine the possibility of transformation. And now, as you breathe in these words, your soul begins to recognize that you were made for far more than the limitations that once surrounded your mind. I am guiding you through an inner rebuilding, not because you failed, but because you outgrew the version of yourself built on survival. What is rising in you now is not the fragile product of emotions, but the steady work of my hands shaping your destiny with precision and purpose. I am opening inner pathways long before I open external doors, because true transformation always begins in the unseen. Before your victories appear in your circumstances, they first take shape in your heart. When you questioned your identity, I was reinforcing your purpose. When you feared that your mistakes defined you, I saw each fall as an opportunity for deeper wisdom to be formed. Your fragility never repelled me, it drew me near. Every tear watered the soil where strength now grows. And while you often viewed your battles as signs of abandonment, they were in truth spiritual trainings designed to strengthen your resilience. Nothing that came against you was permitted to destroy you. I protected the essential parts of your heart, your ability to love, to hope, to feel, to trust. Even in the days when everything seemed on the verge of collapse, I held together the pieces you thought were already lost. What you call survival, I call preparation. What you call delay, I call alignment. And every moment of your journey has contributed to the maturity emerging within you. You are not being rebuilt, you are being reborn. Notice something now, something you may have never allowed yourself to see, the very experiences that wounded you also expanded your capacity to understand, to discern, and to love with authenticity. Your past is not a burden chained to your steps, it is the raw material from which wisdom, compassion, and spiritual authority are crafted. When you look back, you will no longer see only what hurt, you will see the seeds I planted within the soil of those seasons, seeds that are now blooming into clarity and purpose. Your story, with all its contrasts, becomes the most genuine foundation for inspiring others. You know what it feels like to walk through the inner valleys, and because of that, your words carry truth, not theory. Your presence carries peace, not pretense. And your life becomes a living witness that pain is not the end, it is often the doorway to profound transformation. Others will find comfort simply by seeing what I have done in you. Your journey becomes a lighthouse for those who walk silently through storms they believe no one sees. There is an authority in you now that does not come from perfection, but from transcendence. This authority does not sound loud, it feels steady. People will look at you and feel relief, because the healing in your heart will be visible in your posture, in your silence, and in your kindness. Your steps will become firm because they are guided by my strength, not by your impulses. Your presence will become light because sorrow will no longer dominate your inner world. And the joy I place inside you will not be the noisy kind that depends on excitement or circumstances. It will be a deep, serene, unshakable joy that cannot be altered by external fluctuations. This joy will anchor you during storms. You may feel the wind, but you will not be carried away by it. You may hear the noise around you, but it will not direct your steps. This stability is born from within, from the certainty that I am caring for every detail of your life. When your spirit rests in my faithfulness, your emotions no longer govern your destiny. And little by little, the fear that once dictated your decisions will lose its place in your heart. Let me take you deeper into the value of my voice in your journey. When you listen to me, the pieces of your life that once seemed scattered begin to align with remarkable clarity. What was confusing becomes understandable. What once wounded you begins to heal. What paralyzed you starts to lose its power. My voice reveals what belongs to your future and what must remain in your past. There were things that insisted on walking with you, old patterns, memories, habits, and attachments, but they no longer have permission to accompany you. My voice cuts away what drains your strength and preserves what elevates your spirit. I am freeing you from the need to carry burdens that were never meant for you. Many of your old wounds came from expectations placed in the wrong hands, from trusting people who could not offer what your heart needed, from choosing paths that were beautiful in appearance but not aligned with your purpose. None of these things diminish you. None of them define failure. You tried with sincerity, and sincerity is never a weakness, it is a mark of courage. Now I am guiding you into a season where your trust will be placed in the right places, where your steps will be firm, and where your decisions will be shaped by my wisdom instead of your fears. The pain you faced is being replaced by a heightened sensitivity to my presence. You will begin to perceive lessons where you once saw wounds. The patterns that once led you into confusion will no longer hold power over you. Your mind will become clearer, your heart will be more protected, and your faith will grow in depth and stability. I do not merely want to soothe your pain, I want to transform you entirely. You are stepping into a new way of living, a new way of feeling, a new way of seeing the world. There will be moments when old anxieties attempt to return, but they will not find room because your soul is becoming firm, rooted, illuminated. Your vision will expand beyond what you once considered possible. the spiritual strength within you will rise quietly but powerfully. You will begin to recognize my guidance in every step you take, and you will sense a divine precision shaping opportunities, relationships, and directions. Nothing you lived was wasted. Every detail is being integrated into the masterpiece of who you are becoming. Your transformation will not be sudden fireworks. It will be a steady dawn, a sunrise that unveils new colors in your soul every day. You will notice small shifts, thoughts becoming lighter, emotions becoming calmer, insights appearing where confusion used to live. People who once misunderstood you will now see a different light in your eyes, a light not born from achievement but from healing. You will walk with an inner serenity that cannot be explained logically but can be felt deeply. This serenity becomes a sign that you are aligned with my purpose. And as you continue to move forward, the experiences that once fractured you will become testimonies of what my presence can restore. You will no longer walk carrying the weight of what tried to break you. You will walk reflecting the beauty of what lifted you. Even your silence will speak of redemption. Even your presence will feel like hope. You are not simply recovering. You are rising into a new spiritual stature, one shaped by depth, truth, and revelation. From this moment on, consider your past as a chapter that has fulfilled its function. You are stepping into a future that is not built on fear, scarcity, or confusion, but on identity, clarity, and divine intention. I am guiding you with a care so precise, so gentle, and so constant that you will recognize my fingerprints on every blessing, every change, every unexpected door. When you look back, you will not see loss, you will see formation. You will not see rejection, you will see redirection. You will not see failure, you will see growth. Your story is not ending, it is being rewritten with truth instead of trauma. And every step you take from now on will carry the awareness that you are not alone and never were. I walk with you, I empower you, and I lead you into a life marked not by the echoes of your past but by the fullness of your destiny. What I began in you cannot be undone, interrupted, or reversed. You are rising, my child, steadily, deeply, beautifully, into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. There is a divine movement beginning in you, one that cannot be obstructed by circumstances, by opinion, or by any shadow of doubt. I am preparing your heart before unveiling the wonders that await outside of you. You may not yet see the full measure of what is coming, but the seeds are already planted, and the rivers of change are flowing unseen beneath the surface. Your life will no longer be marked by mere survival. It will be a life of triumphant emergence, of victories that feel miraculous, because they are. These victories will not arrive as fleeting moments of external gain, but as deep, unshakable realities that originate in the sanctuary of your spirit. Every sorrow, every disappointment, every wound will serve a sacred purpose, teaching you discernment, strengthening your resolve, and equipping you to walk in the fullness of your calling with grace and courage. Your heart is being infused with a joy that transcends circumstance, a joy that cannot be borrowed from fleeting experiences or temporary successes. It is a joy born of alignment with my spirit, a joy rooted in the eternal truth that you are beloved, protected, and guided. You are learning to recognize this joy in the smallest of moments, in the quiet breath of a morning, in the warmth of sunlight on your skin, in the gentle whisper of encouragement that arises from within. This joy is a flame that cannot be extinguished, illuminating even the darkest corners of your past. As you allow it to permeate your being, you will discover new ways to perceive the world, through eyes unclouded by fear, through a heart unburdened by regret, and through a spirit renewed in strength. It is here that the first stages of transformation truly begin, for the heart that rejoices in my presence cannot remain confined to old patterns or limited thinking. I am restoring your soul, shaping it with tender precision, and guiding it toward a horizon of peace that is not subject to the fluctuations of life. Where you once saw only limitations, you will now perceive endless possibilities. Where fear once took root, confidence and courage will rise in its place. You are being trained to move through life with freedom, to love without reservation, to hope without hesitation, and to embrace the unfolding of your destiny with trust and clarity. Each day, I am removing layers of doubt, releasing fears that have held you captive, and replacing old ways of thinking with new patterns that honor the depth of your spirit. This renewal is not superficial, it touches the very core of who you are, weaving together the broken fragments of experience into a tapestry of resilience, wisdom, and unshakable peace. Freedom is being cultivated in you even now, as if a heavy cloak of limitation were gently lifted from your shoulders. No longer are you bound by past disappointments, by voices that once sought to diminish your worth, or by chains of self-doubt. The liberation of your soul is profound and absolute. You will begin to dream boldly once again, to envision possibilities previously obscured by pain, and to step into life with courage that radiates from within. Your heart will find ease in moments that once brought tension, and your spirit will dance in spaces that once felt constricting. This freedom is not a temporary reprieve, it is a lasting state, grounded in the knowledge that I am ever present, sustaining, and guiding you in every step. As you accept this freedom, your inner world begins to align with the vision I have planted for you from the beginning of time. My spirit is at work, gently yet powerfully, orchestrating the restoration of every area of your life. Memories that once brought pain are being transformed into lessons of understanding and wisdom. Emotions that seemed immovable are being reshaped into clarity and discernment. Every fragment of confusion, fear, or frustration is being realigned with purpose, forming a new narrative that reflects the fullness of my love and guidance. You are learning to walk in a new sensitivity, perceiving life with a freshness and openness that you have never known. As this inner work progresses, you will notice subtle shifts, an ease in your breathing, a lightness in your step, a clarity in thought, that signify the emergence of the renewed spirit within you. This is the quiet miracle of transformation, change that begins within and radiates outward, touching every aspect of your existence. I am bringing order where chaos once reigned, strength where weakness lingered, and clarity where confusion once clouded your vision. Your mind is being renewed day by day, fortified by hope and anchored in truth. Your emotions are being healed, reconstructed, and aligned with a deeper understanding of your identity and purpose. Your faith is being nurtured with the consistency of my presence, guiding you toward a maturity that encompasses wisdom, patience, and a deep-seated peace. You are being prepared for a season in which fulfillment is not merely a possibility but a certainty, a time when the accumulation of lessons, trials, and perseverance will converge into tangible blessings. This is the culmination of a process that has been quietly at work within you, one that now begins to manifest visibly in your life, marking a new era of spiritual and emotional abundance. Now receive the assurance that your transformation is complete in my eyes, even if you cannot yet see the fullness. Your soul is being restored to wholeness, your spirit is being fortified, and your heart is being infused with an enduring peace. The past no longer dictates your trajectory, it has become the foundation for your ascent. You are free, free to embrace life with courage, free to love with abandon, free to pursue the dreams that resonate with your deepest purpose. Every step you take is guided, every moment is watched, and every intention is blessed by my presence. Live with the unwavering confidence that what has been sown within you will flourish in ways beyond your imagination, and let this truth anchor your spirit. You are divinely loved, eternally protected, and infinitely capable of walking in the victory that has always been destined for you. Within you, I am awakening a force that has always existed, quietly waiting, resting beneath layers of fear, doubt, and the weariness of countless attempts to carry burdens alone. You have often believed that your heart was too tired to continue, that the weight you carry is insurmountable, but I am showing you now that this weariness is only the surface. Beneath it lies a strength untouched, a reservoir of life that flows directly from my spirit, untamed and inexhaustible. With every breath, you are invited to open wider, to let the river of my spirit flood your inner being, filling every corner of your soul that has felt abandoned, neglected, or too fragile to heal. This is not a gradual whisper, it is a torrent of divine presence, washing over the broken pieces, gathering them, and restoring them with precision, care, and infinite love. What you have thought impossible, what you have feared would never change, is being reformed into a new landscape of hope. My spirit moves with purpose and clarity, not merely to console you, but to renew, to awaken, and to empower. When you embrace this moment, you will feel a courage arise from within, a courage that is not dependent on your achievements or your history, but on the eternal source of life and wisdom that has been with you since the beginning. The Spirit guides you not only to heal, but to see the path before you with clarity. Often, you have struggled to recognize the dangers that surround your peace, or to identify what silently saps your energy and joy. I am showing you now that discernment is a gift waiting to be received. It is a light within your heart that illuminates the choices and actions that serve your growth and shields you from those that do not. You are learning to release what no longer serves your purpose, to relinquish what binds you to sorrow and limitation, and to embrace the life of freedom and abundance I have always intended. This is not a mere suggestion, it is a divine invitation to step into the fullness of your being. You are never walking alone in this transformation. My Spirit is beside you, steady, unwavering, guiding your steps even when your mind is clouded with doubt or fatigue. In moments where you would have once struggled to rise, you now find strength that surpasses human understanding. Even in your quietest moments, when the world seems indifferent or chaotic, my Spirit is actively at work, rearranging your inner landscape, creating spaces of peace where despair once lingered. You are learning that true strength is not forged through struggle alone, but through surrender to a presence that knows the exact measure of what you need at each moment. This guidance transforms not only your inner life but also the way you perceive the ordinary world around you. Every routine task, every small interaction, every seemingly insignificant moment becomes a canvas upon which my Spirit paints light, purpose, and subtle miracles. As you align with this divine flow, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. You begin to notice the divine fingerprints on the simplest acts, the kindness of a stranger, the whisper of wind through the trees, the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. Each observation becomes a reflection of my presence, a reminder that you are deeply, fully, and unconditionally seen. In this alignment, fear loses its hold, confusion fades, and a serene clarity emerges. You are no longer compelled to chase validation from external sources. You recognize that your value, your worth, and your identity are rooted in my design. Your being reflects an integrity that is unwavering, a sense of peace that radiates outward and influences the world around you. Those who encounter you will feel it without knowing why, a calm strength, a presence that speaks without words, a quiet assurance that life itself is being guided by something far greater than the chaos of circumstance. As this transformation unfolds, the layers of old pain and sorrow begin to lift. The heaviness that once defined your emotional landscape is dissipating, replaced by an inner light that carries both gentleness and power. The Spirit works meticulously, not masking your pain, but reweaving it into something stronger, wiser, and more beautiful. The brokenness that seemed permanent is being reshaped into resilience, and the wounds you feared would never heal are being transformed into gateways of empathy, understanding, and grace. You may not notice the shifts immediately, but they are profound. Subtle changes appear in your gestures, in the calm of your speech, in the steadiness of your thoughts. Others may comment on your newfound serenity without understanding its source, yet you know, deep in your heart, that this peace is the direct result of my Spirit moving through your life. This is restoration in its purest form, complete, thorough, and unshakable. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.